Hi, my name is Bernabé. The topic I chose to research and teach today is carpentry. And today I'm going to be showing you the tools they use, the different types of jobs they do, and how they use those tools and how to be safe with those tools. What carpenters really do is they look at blueprints and they see the measurements and they're like, oh, okay, I know exactly what they want. I know exactly how to do it, and yeah, they do it. And sometimes they polish it. If I had a cabinet making business in carpentry, and I wanted to maximize workspace, obviously I would probably like have a room where all the wood is located at, and probably like have them separated like by different types of wood, and then just have like a workspace, like another area where like people are just working. That way, not everything is just so crowded together. But with wood and just a couple tools, I don't see why carpentry would cause problems or deorganize the workplace. I don't think it would be too complicated to keep wood and a couple tools organized. The main thing about carpentry is basically measuring accurately and cutting wood accurately. If you know how to measure and say you love doing math, then I would definitely give carpentry a go. It seems really interesting. Carpenters do a lot of things into reframing things or building things from scratch, understanding blueprints, measuring accurately, also cutting accurately, and basically understanding what a customer wants, you know, and that's what the important thing is. I believe with the customer, you definitely want to know exactly what he wants, because custom customers are really picky into what they want with the cabinets or just anything that has to do with cutting wood. One small, like half an inch, could like cause a whole bunch of problems, and I've seen it like from work. I've seen like I've at work I deal with machining, so I deal with the bit just spinning around and trying to get an accurate cut. And sometimes if it's off by just half or even 1/4 of an inch, it could cause a lot of problems, and customers can really get um, really get upset. So in those types of situations, I would recommend, if it's too small, you might have to start over the piece. If it's too big, more than likely you can always, short it down. So, but yeah, since carpentry really focusing on like roofing and all that stuff, made with the walls and cabinet making. Let's say you were installing a frame or walls for a house, and maybe you made a mistake and you didn't get the measurement he wanted, or cool thing about carpentry is it's wood. Most of the material, even though it's not good, most of the material is pretty cheap, and you can always cut through it and always kind of like get a restart with it. So it's not really too much of a biggie if customer gives you something about it. If it was like cabinet making and a customer wanted a specific size and you send it off to him, and then that would be like your problem. If you want to stay safe, I would recommend going to a school like Gateway. Just that way you get like hands-on training how to be safe with some tools. But there's always some YouTube videos you can always check out. I would always recommend checking YouTube or doing some research before going and giving it a go. Cause but you gotta definitely just make sure maybe with the customer that you guys exactly get the right measurements that customer wants, because you don't want any complications. Um, Maybe get like a blueprint. So a lot of people use blueprints to like actually get measurements of exactly how they want things. So the different tools that I've seen that carpenters use are obviously a tape measure, a ruler, a hook rule, dial calipers, levels. A level is basically just basically trying to find, let's say a wall is already covered and you don't know where the base is. Um, Maybe with the level, you that's how you typically find out. or carpenters really typically find out where it's located at. Nowadays they have like a tool that you can just put it next to the wall and it just tells you where it's at, which is pretty cool, but back then they didn't have that.